Hello everybody. I'm going to be starting a new feature where I take deep dives into some top altcoins with each of my videos, starting pretty much at the top by market cap and working my way down. We'll still start each video with a general market update focusing on Bitcoin, but then we'll go through, Ether, Ripple, so on. After we get past the top 10, I'll probably get a little bit more just doing whatever project I want to talk about that week, but today we're going to start with Ether. But first, let's talk about Bitcoin. Here we are on the daily, and I'm sure most of you know by now, we took a bit of a tumble recently. And basically, I've been talking about this a lot with this trend line. We definitely broke the ascending trend line. It's looking a little bit more bearish out there now. If you want a little bit more like on what's going on in terms of the sentiment in the market and opinions on why it's dipping, you should check out my colleague Will's recent video. He dives into that. I'm going to stick more to the technicals like I do. But basically, we broke this ascending trend line. We broke 10,000. We are holding on 9.5. We dipped a little below 9.5. It's this important Fibonacci level. Right now, it's basically we're testing. We're seeing if we can hold 9.5. If we do, we could see a bounce back up. Basically, the most bullish scenario, we bounce back up. We test back to 10, and we break through that and test to 10.4. Because that's pretty much where we need to get a solid break above 10.4 to get above this ascending line again. If we can do that, great. Maybe we can continue to climb, test on the upper end of this channel. We'll see. First thing that needs to happen is a break up to 10 and 10, basically above 10.4. Okay. We could see some sideways action now and start heading towards the top of this channel, but by going kind of hovering along the top of 9.5, that's definitely possible. So see if we just kind of start bouncing between 9.5 and 10. Watch for that. Or the most bearish scenario, we break 9.5, and then we're almost certainly going down to at least 8.8. And if that breaks, we got some more support at 8,000. We don't necessarily need to go all the way down to the bottom of this channel. We might in time. We certainly won't do it. I don't think we'll do it super fast. So first focus on watching for 8.8 if we break 9.5. That'd be, I'd say, where to start. So that's basically Bitcoin. The sentiment in the market's shifted for sure, but we're just gonna have to watch these levels and see if we can hold, if we're gonna have more of a correction, or if we're gonna be able to get back up above this trend line. So let's move on to today's focus, Ethereum. All right, looking at Ethereum against the US dollar on the daily here. We're also gonna look at it against Bitcoin just to see some further points with that. But let's start off with Ethereum on the US dollar. It's not a surprise it's gonna be the same story for a lot of alts, not all, but a lot, that they've been struggling. So has Ethereum, but we are holding right now. It looks like Ethereum's testing down to about 170. We dipped a little below it. We're actually a little below it right now, but it does look like it's getting some support there. We broke the 180 that we were holding. More extreme than Bitcoin, Ethereum has this descending wedge that it's kind of been carving out here. So in the coming days, I think we are going to have to make a decision as to what's going to happen here. And I think it's going to be tied to how the market as a whole goes. So bullish. Watch for us to test back up to 180, and if we can actually push through, because it's right where that line kind of intersects, then we might be able to get some more upside, break a 180, test 190, and to 200. That'd be, again, if we see a more bullish shift in the market, that's how Ethereum is probably going to respond. For the next few days, we could see, again, like a sideways thing until we get to this line. And, of course, bearish would be a break below 170, a solid break, and testing down to, if we get to 160, then we're breaking even below the wedge. We're probably seeing a larger bearish breakdown. But we might see some resistance at these $10 intervals. Like I talk about, there's always a little psychological and on every $10 interval when you're at these levels. So watch for that. That's pretty much the story of Ethereum against the US dollar. But I would like to look at Ethereum against Bitcoin really quick too. All right, here we have a longer view still on the daily with Ethereum against Bitcoin. And I just wanted to point out that we are hitting down to levels that we have not seen since before the 2017 bull run. So right now, Ethereum's testing down to about 0.017 Satoshis, 0.018. It's just below 0.018. That's where we have some support, basically. And it's unclear if it's going to hold here, but we haven't seen these levels in a while. A solid break, again, we're testing a little below 0.018, but a solid breakdown probably has us testing towards 0.01 in the coming days or weeks. Yeah, so is this a problem? I don't really think so. Yeah, we've seen a longer term correction of Ethereum against Bitcoin. Not all altcoins, but we're going to see that with a lot of them right now. Really quick, without getting into it too much, it's really, you have to ask yourself, if you believe in the project, this is a great buying opportunity. If you aren't so faithful in the project, then maybe you should be more concerned. With Ethereum, I think Ethereum's shown a lot of strength in the community. I think it's a pretty solid project. I see this as a pretty good buying opportunity. That's not advice, but I'm not panicking. Nothing about this market right now really has me panicking. I know there's some FUD going around out there because of the recent dips. I wouldn't worry about it. I think these are corrections that are pretty healthy for the year we've seen. That's my 2 cents on Ethereum for the week. Next week we'll be looking at Ripple, so come back for that. Well, once more, that will do it for me. As I keep saying, not investment advice, just my opinion. Do your own research, make your own decisions. Until next week, don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck with those trades.